Pilot, our mission is to push forward that innovation, particularly as it pertains to what it means to be a local broadcaster innovating. So our job is to pull together lots of different people, lots of different perspectives, lots of different companies, organizations who share that same passion to push forward that technology. So when you look around the show, there's tons going on. I mean, there's things like we've got Amazon Web Services, we've got Vimeo, we've got VR, we've got ATSC 3.0, we have summits about ad technology, and all of these are innovations, and they apply to that digital world. The concept of broadcasting, of local broadcaster, it's so much bigger than what a lot of people perceive it to be. It's much more than just an over-the-air signal. It's I like to tell people that you can think of a broadcast as being a signal, and it's like, no, to be a local broadcaster means you have millions of signals, whether they be on a mobile device or whether they be on an over-the-air signal, whether they be in social media or mobile or web or whatever that may be. So you look around the show, you see the people that are participating, and it's so much more, and it's exciting. It's actually the opportunities and where we look toward the future is actually pretty interesting. Now where it goes, who knows, but it's good.
So what about this ad tech conversation that we've been having? What is sort of what's going on there, and what do you think the NAB can do to further that conversation?
Well, the NAB's, there's a gap we can fill there, right? I mean, the NAB is good about, and particularly Pilot, is really good about convening different groups of people. I mean, that's what we're to do. We're not necessarily making the business deals per se, but we definitely can convene, can help play a matchmaker to some degree, but help facilitate those conversations and support any kind of development of the environment, or an ecosystem, as it's been brought up, of all these disparate players who work together for the betterment of lots of industries, quite honestly. Obviously we take it from the standpoint of from a broadcast industry, particularly local broadcasting, but really it's a symbiotic relationship, and the NAB, we need to play a part in that, and we are playing a part in that. There's obviously a tremendous amount of talk around ATSC 3.0, obviously.
Could you explain that for us?
I can try.
Okay.
So it is the development of a new broadcast standard. When we switched from analog to digital, it became ATSC 1.0 digital. Now we're at 3.0, and that's going through the process of developing those standards and what that means and being adopted. We have a petition to the FCC with some other folks like the CTA to talk about how do you transition and allowing perhaps broadcasters to transition that voluntarily. But in essence, it's when developed and when implemented, it's kind of like IP-based television over the air. So that's one thing, and there's a lot of things happening here at the show about that. VR is big, and obviously we're talking about VR and 360 video or even augmented reality. Those are interesting technologies, and how do you use them? How do you use them to further either your news content, your entertainment content? So a lot of talk around that here. Those are two things that stand to mind. We're also kind of interested in keeping an eye on what's happening in the car space, whether that be in radio, certainly the entertainment in cars, but how does autonomous automobiles fit into that? So those are things that, for me personally, I'm kind of intrigued by to see where we go. Now, what's next about those? I wish I could tell you that, but they definitely have our attention.